Well, I know that you want to speak English, and I'm here to help you. I did a lot of videos about this topic and about how you can actually be able to speak English. I know that the problem sometimes could be about words. You're forgetting the words and the vocabulary, and you're not being able to actually use them when speaking English. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you the solution for you, how you can use those words. Because I know that you know the words, but you forget them while speaking. So today we're going to see what is the solution for this. Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing well. I missed you so much, and I missed doing videos on YouTube. I'm so glad coming back. I just needed a little bit of rest and to take a break and to breathe. But now I'm back and I'm so happy to be back. So if you don't know me, my name is Ines, and what I do in this channel is that I help you to learn English, and specifically help you to learn how to speak English. Before starting, I wanted to share with you a really great platform that I discovered, and they are kindly sponsoring this video of the day. So this platform is called iTalki. As you know, learning English is the most important skill to learn, and we have to actually surround ourselves with an English environment. What is interesting with iTalki is that they have certified native speaking teachers with personalized lessons for effective learning. You have over 30,000 teachers worldwide. You can even choose customized language lessons based on your goals and needs. For example, you can choose business English or choose a specific accent like the American or British accent to improve your speaking and listening skills. It has more than 150 languages, and it's so flexible and convenient that you can pay per lesson with no engagement or subscription. Note that you will also be having 3 trial lessons that are refundable if you are not satisfied. Choose the price and the time that fits with your schedule and start at any time, anywhere. How are you doing, Emmy?
Hi, thank you.
My first question is about, I know that a lot of people are interested to learn English, and it's specifically to practice the language, to know how to speak the language. So for you, what are the tips or advice that you can give them in order to improve their English speaking skills?
Good question. So the italki platform specifically offers 2 different kinds of approaches to learning English and practicing English and improving English. One is with a professional teacher, and we are qualified with diplomas and experience examinations that enable us to teach students grammatical structures, organizational skills in language. And so that course or that track would be a more formal approach to studying English. But italki also offers what are called community tutors. And this is another really great way to practice English. Community tutors are not certified teachers, but rather people who are interested in helping people practice English. And so with a community teacher, you can engage in conversations with native or non-native English speakers.
If you are interested, don't hesitate to click on the link below the description to start your learning language journey. You can also buy $10 and get $5 for free for your first lesson using my exclusive code Ines just right here. But get attention or pay attention that this discount is only available for the first 50 users, okay? So I think that it is the best moment. It's the summer, you're not studying. It's the best moment for you to just start learning a new language. As I told you, they have English, French, more than 150 languages. Can you imagine that? So I think you can jump on this occasion. So click in the link below. Let's start our video. So I wanted you to know that this video is inspired by English Speaking Success channel. I really like this channel if you want to check it, and I wanted to share some points that were really interesting. So for me, the first thing why actually you're forgetting the words, you're not able to use them, is because you are doing a big mistake. What is this big mistake? Big mistake is that you are thinking that learning a word is see it, understand it, and then memorize it, and that's it. Which is actually, this is not learning a word, okay? This is just studying a word. There is a difference between learning a word and studying a word. Studying a word is seeing it, understanding it, and then memorizing it. But learning a word or an expression or vocabulary is much deeper than that. And usually it takes more time than that. For me, learning is basically seeing the word, understanding it, and then using it instead of just memorizing it. Because I know that the second that you are going to memorize it, like you memorize it right now, but then you're going to forget it as soon as possible because you didn't use the word. So learning for me is see it, understand it, and then use it. The key right here is using it, practicing it. And then we didn't finish the process of learning. You have to, when you use it, when you see it, understand it, and use it, you have to see it again in a different context. Because as I told you, words in English have just a word, have different contexts. So you need to get much deeper and see what are the different contexts of that word. So this is why the process of learning is much longer. So you need to see it again in a different context. Then you have to understand it, like when and how you can use it. And then you have to use it again. So I think that you understood the most important thing in your whole life, in your learning journey of languages. You know, it's not just for English, because I have some comments from people telling me, how do I learn French? So you learn it with the same basics, with the same things or tips that I'm telling you right now. So I think for me, if you understood that learning is much deeper, learning is not studying, learning takes more time, more efforts, this is why you are going to remember it more. For me, you win. Right now, I'm going to give you the second point that is really important also, and that you might didn't notice it. The second point is that we have two kinds of vocabulary. Two kinds of vocabulary. We have passive and the active vocabulary. The passive one is just the words that you recognize, but the active one is the words, or are the words that you can use them into your real life conversations. And so I think that right here, you're understanding more why you're forgetting the words. First of all, because you didn't learn it, you're just studying it. And secondly, because the passive vocabulary is usually much bigger than the active one, because we recognize and we know a lot of words, but we use maybe just 20% of them, or just maybe 10% of them, which is the active vocabulary. If you remember the learning process that I showed you before, see it, understand it, and use it. This learning process is how you're going to move from the passive vocabulary that you just recognize the words to the active vocabulary. The active vocabulary means the words that you can use into your daily life conversation. Just bear in mind that it's really okay and really normal for you if you're not able to use all of the words that you learned, because I'm sure that you know a lot of words, and sometimes I have some students, I tell them, I know that you know this word, but you just forget it. But it's really normal because the passive vocabulary is much bigger than the active one. And so this is why sometimes you're forgetting them and you're not being able to use them. Don't be frustrated, because this is like your learning journey. And the third point is going to be all about solutions. And here I'm going to share with you 6 tips that can really help you to actually not forget the words and the vocabulary, and that you can use them easily. So first of all, as I told you, and I repeated it all over this video because it's important, as I told you, focus on learning, not studying. Studying takes less time, but you're going to forget it quickly, while learning, because you're repeating, searching about the meaning of the word, the context, you're much deeper about it. So this is why you're going to not forget it, and you're going to understand how to use it. So for me, the first thing is focus on learning rather than just studying. The tip is to learn the words in context. The second one for me is to not focus on memorizing the word, but focus more on using the word, okay? Just use the word, because memorizing it is something and using it is something else. So focus also on being active. That means to listen a lot. So for me, at least, if you want to really level up, and as I told you, we are in the summer, you're not studying or maybe not working. So for me, it's the best occasion for you to take a decision and to level up your English language or speaking skills. So for me, if you can listen like at least 1 hour in the day, it would be very, very wonderful for you. And so for example, listening to podcasts or watching videos or movies. You can also like make up some stories by writing. Also, it is really interesting. And also repeating over and over, because the spaced repetition is something that is really going to help you to remember the word. Tip, which is really important for me, is to change your mindset. What I mean by this is to focus more on the journey rather than the destination or the results. The journey is much longer than the result, okay? And especially with languages, if you are not a patient person, it's going to be a little bit challenging and difficult for you. So change your mindset rather than just seeing the goal, seeing like, I want to speak. For me, you have to enjoy the journey. If you can enjoy it, that would be really incredible for you. It's like when you are in the train, you're not thinking about like the destination, but obviously you're looking at the nature, looking at the journey. All right, so believe me that when you change your mindset, everything is going to change within the time. So please focus on the journey rather than the results. Fifth tip is stop trying too hard, okay? Stop trying too hard. I know that maybe some of you are just trying and trying, and sometimes you know that you need to rest, you need to breathe and let your brain think about something else. Yeah, and it will come with the time. As I told you, it demands a lot of patience and a lot of hard work and time. So it's not from a day to another that you're going to be able to speak, right? So for me, stop trying too hard and making pressure into yourself, because it needs a lot of time. Let me tell you that I am like in my 8 or 9 year of learning and practicing the language. So it takes a lot of time, and I really understand you. Believe me, I also was in the same path as you, where I was like forgetting the words, I couldn't use them, and I was frustrated and making this pressure on myself, okay? But when I change my mindset and tell, Ines, no pressure, just enjoy the journey. Even if you're doing mistakes, and I'm still doing mistakes, just enjoy it, okay? Just enjoy it rather than making pressure and crying and everything. And the final tip that I really find interesting is to actually, if you block in a conversation, try to paraphrase it. Sometimes you don't find the words or the expression that you really want to say to that person. So paraphrase it. Means to try to say it in another way, okay? Try to find other maybe words that can explain a little bit the same thing that you want to say, And this is what I was using a lot, especially when I started to speak English. As I told you, I struggled to find the vocabulary and the words. So I was like, okay, how to do that? And I was trying to paraphrase, trying to search how to say it in another way. Okay, guys, this is the end of the video. I'm so happy to coming back, and also I'm so excited to see your comments. So comment below. I just really want to see your comments because I missed you so much. And also, if you want to encourage me, don't forget to subscribe into the channel and give me a thumbs up, and to share this video with your family, your loved ones, and with everyone who is struggling maybe to speak English. Send this video to him. And I'm going to say see you soon. Bye. Take care, you guys.